Merry GrinchMAS! Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer and this is a little bit of Common Crazy where I love sharing easy DIYs and budget decor. And today I have 10 very Grinchy Christmas DIYs to share with you, whether you are looking to decorate your house or if you're looking for some really fun and easy gift ideas that you can give to teachers, coworkers, friends. Just hang tight. It's all in this video. I am so excited because I am taking part in Christmas in July. This is all organized and put together by Shannon over at the Cozy Christmas Cottage. That is her special Christmas channel that you want to make sure that you check out. I'm going to leave a link to her channel as well as the entire playlist because there are so many creators taking part in this and you do not want to miss any of their Christmas inspiration. Now, if you're ready, let's go ahead and jump into a very Grinchy Christmas. For this first DIY, you want to grab some red felt hearts as well as the green felt balls. Now, you're only going to need one heart for this. I'll show you what we do with some of the other hearts in a moment. You also need a large needle and some twine, floss, anything like that so that you can turn this into a garland. Make sure that you place that heart in the center and then divide the balls evenly on either side of it. And then you're going to go ahead and thread that needle and twine right through each of the balls. Now do one half of it, and then when you get to that heart, you're just going to go from one side to the other, and then you're going to keep taking that twine through the remainder of the balls, and then you have yourself the cutest little garland that represents the Grinch's heart. I absolutely love this, and it's so simple, easy, and fast to do. Now to use a few more of those red felt hearts so they don't go to waste and grab some more of those green felt balls, you are going to create some ornaments. Now for every ornament, you're going to need 2 green balls and just 1 of the hearts. You're also going to need more of that floss twine that you used earlier and the large needle. Again, you would have that floss threaded through the needle, and you're going to take it and go through 1 of the green balls up from the bottom to the top, through the bottom to the top of the heart, and then through the second green ball. Once you go through that second one, you're just going to flip that needle right around and you're going to go back down, keeping a loop at the top. You're going to go through the first green ball, then back through the heart, and then back through that second green ball. Tie it off into a knot to secure it, and you have yourself the easiest, cutest little ornaments, and you can make as many or as few of these as you like. For these next ornaments, you're going to want to grab these Grinch molds. They're silicone molds. I got them on Amazon. It came in a pack of 2, and you're going to need some resin. Now, I am using the Amazing Cast resin, and I love this one because it sets up in 10 minutes. You do need to work a little fast, but it is amazing, just like the name says. Now, I'm using the white one. It does also come in a clear. It's a 1-to-1 ratio like most resins are. Go ahead, measure it out. You are going to mix it together for a few seconds. I know that it's all mixed together when I have like a cloudy consistency. Now, cloudy but translucent still. And then pour it into the molds. As this activates, it does heat up. You will feel the warmth from it. And again, work quickly because it sets up super fast. Now, while it's setting up, you can watch as the colors will change from that clear to the white. And 10 minutes later, you will have a solid white mold. It is truly amazing. Because they set up so quickly, you can bust a few of these out in no time at all and have your tree covered in them if you want to. Now, I do want to paint these, but I need a little bit more of a yellow tone green. So I'm mixing these 2 colors together until I'm happy with the color. And then I went ahead and I'm painting my ornaments. To paint these, because they do have the grooves or the molding, I just make sure the brush stays on top. So I'm painting the top half is green, and then I do the same thing with his hat. And aren't these absolutely adorable? And they are really so easy to do. Now, if you want to add a little bit more definition to Grinch, you can go in with a really small, fine paintbrush and black and take it into the grooves all the way around. Once you have it all the way in the grooves, there's a good chance you'll have a little extra on top, and you can take a damp cloth, a baby wipe, wipe that away, and then let it completely dry. And then I did go back in with some more black paint and I went around the edges just to really outline it and have it pop. Now you can finish painting it just like we did the original ones, and boy, doesn't it pop by adding that black. For this next project, you are going to need 3 scrap pieces of wood. These are 2x6s. They're about 7.5 inches long. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you are going to paint them. The colors I think represent the Grinch the best. So of course that Grinchy green, white, and red. Now make sure that you get the top and sides, at least on that top, that green one, because that will be on the top later. But on the white and red, as long as you get the sides and around the very rim of the top, that will be just fine. You don't have to paint the entire center. In fact, the glue will stick better if you don't paint it. Now I'm just using my absolute favorite wood glue to attach all these together, just applying some in the center, stacking them up, and then I set it aside and let them completely dry. Once they're dried, now I'm going in with some words that I cut out and created with my Cricut. I'm going to link my file that I use, so if you use Cricut Design Space, you can have access to this as well. And of course it says, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." Once I get all of those on there, I then use a little bit more wood glue to add that last little Grinch that we painted. And I think this is adorable. I love risers like this. It's just a great way to decorate, but also add a little bit interest, some pop of color. I just think it's so much fun. For this next project, you're going to want to get some Christmas colored beads. I've ordered these off of Amazon, and then I'm just using some basic embroidery floss and just chose a green color that I thought would go very well with all of this. Thread your floss onto a needle, and then I like to lay my beads out in the order that I want to do them, kind of create the pattern that I want. But once I have them all laid out and I have the pattern, then you can easily and quickly just go through and thread them right onto your floss. For the finishing touch, I did want to add some tassels on the end, and I do that by wrapping the floss around my 4 fingers. I went around about 15 times, and then I take the end of the floss that's with the beads, tie that off into a knot to secure that onto the end, and then I take another piece of floss around about, half an inch down, and wrap it around about 5 or 6 times. Again, tie that off into a knot, and then I trim the ends to get that tassel look. I do that on both sides, and there you have a super easy beaded garland that just adds a little pop and perfect for decor. Sticking with beads, now we are going to create some of the cutest little like beaded pins. I have picked all this up on Amazon. With these pins, they come in all these different colors, and I grabbed the green. You simply can take the top off. Now look at these Grinch. These are beads. They have the holes that go from the bottom to the top, and you can just start threading beads on in whatever order that you want. You can be so creative with these and have just a variety of different ones, and it is super fast and easy. Won't take you any time at all, and these would make great gifts for teenagers, teachers, office staff. Just think of the fun you can have with these. Now I will make sure that I list the supplies in the description box of the things that I use to create these, but if you go on Amazon, you can find an abundance of different colors and ideas. You're not limited to just red and green and Grinch, but isn't this so much fun? And just think of the possibilities. If you thought the pins were cute, you can also do it with keychains. And again, great teacher gifts, gifts for teens. This would be so cute for like younger kids to have like hanging on their backpacks. And it's the same thing. You have this little part that comes with a keychain. You can take off the top, and then you just thread your beads on and then put that top back on. Once you have it together, then there's just that little bitty clip that goes with the keychain that clips right on top of that little stick that held the beads. And it's that simple. This takes you like a minute or less to make one of these, and you can do so many of them so fast. One of my absolute favorite things about Christmas are all the t-shirts and sweatshirts. And I saw an idea online that I knew that I could recreate. So I did in Canva. And then with the help of my Epson Eco Tools, I have converted it into a sublimation printer. And so I printed out my design. Now, I originally had printed it off smaller, but then I decided I really wanted to fill in the space on the sweatshirt. So I split it up into 2 sheets of 8.5 by 14. To have these fit together the way that they need to, I did have to trim off a little bit, and then to connect them, I just used some heat resistant tape, and that will hold the sheets together when we go to do this design. Now the sweatshirt that I am using is not 100% polyester, which is what is recommended when you do sublimation. So to help the design to have the bright color that you want and to hold up through washing, you can use a spray like this one and completely cover the area that the design is going to go, and then let it dry. Once it's dried, then you can move on and start setting everything up to actually do the sublimation. Now, I like to do a little finger press into my shirt to get that center seam so I know exactly where the center is. And then I take the design, fold it in half, increase both ends of it again so I can line those seams up together and get my shirt and my design exactly the way that I want it. And then using some heat resistant tape to hold that in place. Now I know this is going to be a little bit hard to see, but right here I have 4 pieces of butcher paper. I have like folded it up so it's 4 pieces thickness wise, and I just slide that in between the sweatshirt, and this is going to protect that back side of the sweatshirt plus the bottom surface of whatever you have this on, your heating mat or anything like that. I also take another single layer and place that on top of the design, and you're going to see that that sublimation comes through. So this top piece is super important. Then you're going to go in with your heat press. Now when I'm doing my heat press, I like to start in the center of my design, and then I will move to the outside edges. Because this is so large, I really move to the 4 corners. Sometimes it's just the 2 edges. I use 385 degrees for 45 seconds in the center and another 60 or 75 seconds on the outside. You may need to play around with it to see what gives you the best pop of color, but that is what I have found that works for me. Now, because of that spray, it's kind of like a hairspray when you go to peel this off, and so you will have a little bit of like resistance. But isn't this the cutest sweatshirt? I absolutely love it. I am so excited to wear it. I think I need to do this on a t-shirt too so I can wear it a little sooner because I'm in Texas and it stays hot for a long time. While I was at the thrift store, I spotted this cutest little tray. I can't tell if it came this way or somebody made it, but I went on 50% off day, so it was only $1.50 and I could not leave it behind. As it turns out, this tray is the perfect thing to use this stencil. I picked this up on Amazon, but if you don't have the tray, you can use a 12-inch wood round instead. Now, my tray did need a little bit of freshening up, so I went in with some white paint. I covered the entire thing, and now it was time for me to go in with my stencil. Now, let me give you my biggest tip when it comes to stenciling is you want to offload your brush because you do not want it too wet. That's when the paint will squish underneath, and you don't want, that's not the look that you're going for. I went ahead and I stenciled all around the Grinch in black because that part of the stencil is more like an outline. And then for the words, I did go in with red and green. One of the most satisfying things is to peel a stencil away and to see what you got. Now, I think this looks cute as is, but I decided I did want to go ahead and paint the inside of the Grinch. And so I went in with that same green. I painted his face. Now, to fix some of the areas that I messed up or to close some of the areas that the stencil doesn't cover, it leaves like little gaps all the way around so the stencil can stay together. I went in with a black paint pen to correct those things. And then the very last thing I did after I had his face and his hat painted was I went in with a yellow paint pen to do his eyes. Now, if you did this on a 12-inch wood round instead, you could absolutely hang it on to like a wreath. It could become a door hanger. But how cute is this as a tray? I absolutely think it's adorable. Think about all the different ways you can style it. I am so excited to use this at Christmas. I picked up these little stickers off of Amazon and I thought they would be so much fun, but I actually do not love them. They're kind of hard to peel, but I also grabbed some little wood round circles. You can get these off of Amazon at Hobby Lobby. and I painted them that same green I've been using this entire video. Once it dried, I did go ahead and peel the stickers. I wanted you to see what they look like, and they are fine. If you don't have a Cricut, you don't want to get a stencil, I think that this could do the job and you could do several of these. However, in that same stencil pack that the other stencil came in, I got this stencil and it had a little Grinch face on here, and I only want to use the Grinch face, and it's the perfect size for these little wood rounds. And I think that this is a better option. I absolutely love the way this came out, and you can use these in so many different ways, but I just popped them into the tree. I thought they would make cute little ornaments, but you can go crazy with all the different Grinch stencils that are out there and have so much fun. Are you feeling Grinchy this Christmas? I hope so, and I want to know which of these was your favorite. Let me know that in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget, check out the playlist in the description box, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.